What's up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of Hexit. However, unlike my other videos, this is not part of the series. This is just something I would usually do off camera. So if you've already seen the update video on my main channel, TDK Pyrostasis, then you pretty much know what's going on. This is mainly for people who are only subscribed. And I don't know why any of you guys wouldn't subscribe to my other channel. But this is mainly for the guys who are only subscribed to my Minecraft channel. So, first off, I basically want to apologize to you guys. In the past couple months, I've been very focused on getting live streaming working. And unfortunately, this has caused some other things to kind of slide, which some of you guys who've watched this channel may have noticed. What I mean by some things to slide, things like certain videos that we would upload, certain series may have been not as well kept as I normally would, and so because of this, unfortunately, I think this channel has kind of suffered due to this. So what we're going to be doing in the future is live streaming is no longer going to be one of my main focuses. In all honesty, this channel and my main channel, TDK Pyrostasis, those two channels are going to be my prime focus from now till January 1st, 2014. At that point, we'll reevaluate. We'll see where we're at. We'll see what's been going on, and we'll make some new judgments there. Now, for those of you guys who are big fans of the live stream, don't panic. This doesn't mean that we're stopping live streaming. It just means I'm no longer going to be live streaming 30 hours a week. For those of you guys who are unaware, live streaming, it, for whatever reason, takes a lot out of me personally. There's a big difference between live TV and, live streaming and pre-recorded TV and basically what YouTube is. And any of you guys who've ever been part of, TV or recording or anything along those lines will know what I'm saying. Basically, when I am recording for YouTube, I have unlimited takes. If, I record this video and I don't like it, I can re-record it and none of you guys will ever see the original video. A lot of YouTubers, and myself included, we use this extensively because, when you're putting something out in front of other people for them to enjoy, you want it to be high quality. You want to cover, what you were talking about effectively in a good method, something that's enjoyable, entertaining, etc., etc. And that takes a lot of work, but you're not necessarily restricted by a timetable. When you start doing things live, you lose that benefit. You get one take only, maybe two takes if you've got a really nice audience, and then at that point, you've got to push it out. That's it. You're done. Thanks for playing. Appreciate your patience, and you move on with your life. And unfortunately, because of that, it's not always a good setup. Things suffer, kind of like they have previously, and it's not always the best for recording. Not only that, but it does take a hell of a lot of time. And when you're putting that amount of time into something, unfortunately, other things also slide. I was streaming probably a fairly casual estimate would be 30 hours a week. And, that doesn't sound like a lot if you've got a full-time job, but you got to realize before I started live streaming, I was already working basically on YouTube 60 hours a week. So now we've gone from a job that we were already working 60 hours a week, and we're turning that into a 90-hour-a-week job. And that starts to get pretty ridiculous. And, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy what I do. I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching. I love it. There's nothing else I would prefer to do. This is the only job I've ever had where I wake up in the morning and I don't dread going to work. So I do love my job. However, as, things have gone on and as time has progressed, I have kind of gotten stressed out. And unfortunately, that means sometimes, I'm a little more sarcastic than I would like to be. Sometimes I may be a little irritable, whatever. It just gets to the point where, not all of my interactions are positive. And that's not something that I want. I never want to have a negative reaction with you guys because I'm frustrated or I'm tired or whatever. I want all of my interactions, obviously there's a bunch of douchebags out there, so you can't have all of your interactions be positive, but I don't ever want to get snippy with somebody because they asked a question and I'm just having a bad day. And I think that we were getting to that point. So with the current setup, what we're going to be doing from here on is we're going to be live streaming 2 days a week for the perceivable future. 2 days a week, that'll be Friday and Saturday. This will give you guys that enjoy live streaming plenty of time to interact with me and to watch, but at the same time it's going to keep me from being overworked and stressed out, and it's hopefully going to bring the fun back into things. Ever since I've made this decision, it's been 2 days since I've kind of I was talking it over with JJ, I was talking it over with a few friends, and it seems just the change in my personal well-being, I guess I could say, my positive attitude, my happiness level, whatever you want to call it, has gone through the roof, and it's only been 2 days. We haven't. I'm still technically on my days off, but the stress, that impending doom feeling of oh my god, I've got to stream on Monday or on Tuesday technically, is gone. So what does this mean for the live stream? Well, nothing's really going to be changing too very much with the actual physical live stream other than just the times. The big change that you guys are going to notice, which hopefully some of you guys are going to like, is when I stream right now, 70 to 80% of what I stream, I'd say probably more like 90 to 95%, goes on YouTube with the exception of Arma. Everything else goes on YouTube, and when I'm recording, I am recording for that purpose and mainly that purpose alone. The problem with that is when I'm recording for YouTube, streaming interaction goes down. What I mean by streaming interaction goes down is, if I'm recording to the audience online, I can't exactly interact with the folks on the stream. I can't be constantly answering questions and things like that off camera because the people that are, watching it on YouTube are like, what's he talking about? Who's he talking to? I don't understand, and then I constantly have to explain, and it's a lower production value. However, with this setup, I'm mainly going to be moving to a streaming format and a streaming format only. And what that basically means, holy crap. Did that just break or no? I don't think this is breaking. There it goes. That was beautiful. That was a lot of wood. Holy shit. So what this basically means is when I stream now, I will be streaming for you guys, and I won't be streaming for the folks on YouTube or, whatever. It's going to be for you guys and you guys alone. So that means when we're on there and we are doing what we do, you guys are going to be able to interact with me on a level that you previously weren't able to. It's going to be, just a more positive experience for everybody. And because we're going to be drastically reducing the times that we stream, the streams will be a little bit more structured. They'll be a little bit more well planned out. And you're going to be knowing, kind of what you're getting into and what to expect before we even get to the stream. And what I mean by that is, let's say, nowadays we would stream, Fallout New Vegas or this or that. When I streamed that, we might change because, oh crap, I didn't schedule properly or whatever, and now I need to record a Hexit video today. And because we record a Hexit video, we're going to have to push that Fallout New Vegas. Well, all those people who were expecting Fallout New Vegas on that day, they don't have it now. And so, that kind of sucks for them because, it's kind of like, waiting for Sons of Anarchy to show up on, on the TV, and then at the last minute, sorry, we're going to be showing, Julia Child's cooking show instead. And, that kind of gets annoying, kind of gets frustrating for those of you who, are looking for specific series, because I understand I cover a lot of demographics. A lot of YouTubers only cover one type of thing, and I cover a hell of a lot of them. And so my audience demographic isn't always set. What people like may not be what other people like. And I recognize that. So this is going to help that. So we're going to be doing a 3-hour live stream twice a week, Fridays and Saturdays. I will do my best to make that a little bit more friendly time for everybody. Probably do a North American friendly time on Friday nights, and then we'll do, especially since I have my family get together on Fridays, and then on Saturdays we'll try and do a Euro friendly time zone, and that will make it to where everybody basically gets the best of both worlds, and it should be a positive experience for pretty much everybody. So what does that mean for the YouTube channel? What's going to happen, for those of you guys who don't watch the live stream? Well, a lot of you guys may have noticed over the past couple months or weeks or, however long you've been here, that some of my series haven't been covered as well as I would have liked. And there's a variety of reasons for that. But things like, Hexit has kind of slid back to where it's not an everyday type thing. Some of the other, shows that I would cover may not have been on as much. And a lot of that's just because they were kind of hard to record with a live audience. Now we're going to be moving that up to where you're going to be getting pretty much a Hexit clip every day for the foreseeable future. Until we switch series, that is. If we switch series. And FTB is going to come back with a vengeance. I'll be covering that daily as well. World War Minecraft. I'll actually have time now to play on World War Minecraft. So you guys are going to see some more of that. And I think in general, the overall upload speed and the upload quality is going to increase. Because like I said, if I need to spend a little extra time making something perfect, it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be easy to do. And I think that'll benefit everybody in the long run. So, like I said, as with anything else, when you're dealing with, a lot of people, I've got about 1.3 million people a month now that watch what I do. I'm not going to be able to make all of you happy. Some of you guys are going to love the stream, but you hate my YouTube channels for whatever reason, or you love my stream and you don't want to see it, downgrade, and I understand that. Unfortunately, I've got to do what's best for me from a business standpoint, and I think this is going to be a better setup. I think this will be better for my mental health, for the enjoyment of the channel, and I just think overwhelmingly this is going to be a better deal. So I do apologize for those of you guys who do not like this change and are not happy with it. You'd rather have me focus on something else or do something else. I completely understand that. In the future, things may change. We may be able to alter things and do things a little bit differently. However, for now, this is pretty much how we're going to do it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys. Would love to hear what those of you guys who do watch the channel on a regular basis think. Is this something that you think is good? Is this something you think is bad? Let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I will be a little bit more active here than I have been previously. So you guys are going to get quite a bit more content than you have been in the past month or so. And we'll see how things go in 6 months or so when we reevaluate. So hopefully you guys, are excited about this. Hopefully this isn't bad news for most of you. And I would love to hear back from you guys in the comment section. As always, if you like this video, make sure you slap that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next clip.